with the preparation phase here.
Yeah, I think that maximum 12 questions, maybe even 10 questions.
And most of the time, it also it depends on how the interview goes, because you can go left and you can go right. It's always like that. The questions are just for structure, what we try to get, but.
Yeah, but it's important that we have enough time in the video to evaluate what we have learned.
We're really happy that we got the founder and CEO of the company Easy Magazine. His name is Alish, and we really appreciate that he's here today. So he's the founder of the magazine Easy, and they also got an app for Android and iOS, so Apple products. And we are happy to ask him some questions about entrepreneurship and about startups. And thank you that you're here.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, our first question is, when and how did you get the idea of founding the startup?
Editor-in-chief of my school magazine at my high school, and I had a problem with its censorship by the principal, and also my classmates didn't cooperate in the magazine very well. So after 1 year I became really tired, and I got the idea that I can forge many school magazines at the Czech or Prague public schools together and create one big, strong magazine which will be independent, with the advertisement, and with also like really better people who will be paid. So that was my idea.
How useful were your studies at university for becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, let's say the Czech universities are sucks. And, I'm strongly convinced that university won't help me to be better entrepreneur or give me some like useful knowledge. No, really no.
And how do you finance the founding of the startup? Did you use some external sources?
No, I didn't have external sources. I actually started with 1,000 crowns in my pocket, which I borrowed from my best friend. And it was just to buying the name, like a web page name. Yeah. And this was useful for this purpose. I actually convinced the web designer to design the web for free, to make it for free, the designer of the magazine to design it for free, to write the people articles for free. And I think that you don't need nothing when you're creating a startup. You just have to be kind of like, let's say, strong personality to convince other people that you have some aim and they can do something really good, and they will fill them with a good feeling, so they like to help you.
And in your opinion, what is the innovative about your magazine? What's the different?
What is the different? Different is style, how we publish in this magazine. So I'm trying to apply new technologies like QR codes. The application is example of that. We have the QR reader in our application. So if you are reading some kind of magazine, which means, for example, I don't know if it is, yeah, it is in this issue. So here is the QR code. When you have our application at your cell phone, you can just take a shot of that QR code and you will give extra content. It's mean video, music, or extra article. And I see, for example, do you know Ekonomia, the big publishing house in the Czech Republic? They have like they started applying it too, but like we were first. That's important for me.
Yeah. And so, what are your goals for the future, and how are you going to achieve them?
Why in the future? I will probably spread Easy magazine in Slovakia, because Slovaks are able to like understand our language, and also I publish one another magazine, Easy Teachers for school teachers, like not at the universities, but especially the high schools. But I wasn't succeed, so maybe I will create another magazine. I have no idea. Like just now I have an Easy magazine. We'll see what will be opportunity in the future.
Can you tell us how many employees do you have, and how does it feel to be a leader of so many people?
I have like, how many employees? I have like 30, I guess. when we had like when the magazine was the strongest, like I mean, the base of the people was like over 70 people. But it was too much. So 30 is like okay. To coordinate 70 people is like really hard.
What was the feeling of being a leader?
Well, be a leader is not about your capability. I think it's more about the responsibility.
We found out that you used the co-working place at Tech Square. And how was your co-working experience there?
Well, I spent some time in United States, in San Francisco, and what I saw, the Tech Square is like just a broke idea. The Czechs are trying to take the ideas from abroad and to build them here in the Czech Republic, but they can't because the environment is completely different.
One last question. What can you recommend the students who want to found a startup on their own? From your experience, what can you recommend them?
What I can recommend them? Well, don't think about things a lot, but just do it. Which means I have an idea, and just realize it. Like to realize, no, sorry, maybe I used the wrong phrase, but just to make it. And that's the biggest experience. Because, for example, in a school, you can have a great teachers, but they can't learn you how to behave in a certain situations. For example, your company will go into bankruptcy. What you will do? You have no idea. You have to see the situation your own. You have to know all the circumstances, and after that you can make a right decision. But if you have it just in a book, it's like useful. You have to try that. I can say that like this is Easy Magazine taught me much more than I don't know that any school which I ever went.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
this
guys.
This interview was very useful for all of us. Thank you very much for the interview. We are very grateful.
I thank you, guys. It was really nice from you.
After this interesting interview, we can say that our key learnings are learning by doing, you grow with your tasks, and you have to take responsibility and make hard decisions.
And I think our conclusion can be that it was a really interesting experience.